Hello students, good morning. How are you? I hope you all okay and enjoying the chapter Anatomy of Flowering Plants of class 11, and the chapter is chapter 6. In our last class, we have discussed with you about meristematic tissue and simple tissue. Today we will study about complex permanent tissue. First, let's define what is complex permanent tissue. Complex permanent tissue means it is made up of one or more type of similar cells which combiningly or unitedly performs the similar function. Clear? So, complex tissue is divided into two types. As you know, in class 9th you already have studied that complex tissue is divided into two types. One is your xylem and another is your phloem. We also call these two tissues as vascular tissue, as they form the vascular system and plays an important role in the conduction of food and water. We will, in this topic, we will study about xylem and phloem in detail. So, xylem has 4 elements and phloem has also 4 elements. Xylem has the 4 elements, that is tracheids, first tracheids, vessels, xylem parenchyma and xylem fiber. Clear? I am telling you again, complex permanent tissue is of two types. One is your xylem and another is your phloem. Xylem has 4 elements and they are, the 4 elements are tracheids, vessels, xylem parenchyma and xylem fiber. Clear students? Xylem has how many elements? Xylem has 4 elements. One is your tracheids, then vessels, then xylem parenchyma and xylem fibers. So let's see how they look and what are their functions. Here the diagram you see, this is xylem. This is xylem and this diagram is your phloem. You can see the diagram, how they are arranged. Look at this. This is tracheid, which is narrow, elongated and tapering end towards the end. Tapering means pointed. As we know, it conducts water. So for conduction of water, they have tapering ends. Like when we are dig a bore well, then the pipes are narrow because if the pipe is narrow, then its capillarity will increase and water rises up. Exactly what happens in case of tracheids and vessels. They are narrow tube-like structure through which water is conducted to the plant, means towards the leaf. So let's know something more about xylem. It is, if the xylem is formed in primary plant body by protocambium, or which we can say procambium. Clear? So xylem is formed in the procambium or protocambium in the plant. You can see here clearly. In case of gymnosperms and angiosperms, as I have told you, tracheids and vessels are 2 important components of the xylem tissue because they have to conduct water. So, as we have studied in our last chapter that the initially evolved plants like your pteridophytes and gymnosperms, they lack tracheids. So, how conduction occurs? They must be presence of some cells who do this function. So here xylem has the tracheids and vessels. They lack in gymnosperms, but they are present in angiosperms because angiosperms are those group of plants which have a highly organized structure of these tissues, because for conduction of water into a large or long distance. Clear students? So let's understand how xylem is present in roots and stems and in wedge form. Look, xylem has two type of arrangements. One is endarts. I can write here, you see. One is your endarts. You have to remember these words. Endarts. And another is exarchs. Clear? So let's understand what are they. As I have told you, xylems which are formed initially are called protoxylems. Clear? And which are formed later, they are called metaxylems. So the protoxylems and metaxylems arranged in such a way that they form some arrangements which are termed as endarts and exarchs. So how they form? See, suppose this is vascular bundle. Clear? This is a plant. If we cut one of its transverse section, then we can see the arrangement of protoxylem and metaxylem. In case of endarts, the protoxylem is towards center. This is center. This part is your center. This part is your center, and this part is your periphery. Periphery means which away from the center. So when the protoxylem is towards center, means this is protoxylem. Protoxylem towards center and metaxylem towards periphery. Metaxylem towards periphery. This type of arrangement is called endarts, and we can see this type of arrangement in stems. As we know, in angiosperms, large stems, large roots, thick large roots. If we cut, then we can see this type of arrangement, which is your endarts. Means protoxylem is towards center and metaxylem is towards periphery. Again, in case of exarchs, this is exactly its reverse or vice versa. Means the protoxylem is towards center. Here protoxylem towards center, periphery, and metaxylem towards center. So this type of arrangement is called your exarchs. So here again, let's start that how exarchs and endarts arrangement are formed. Remember, exarchs in root, which already I have told you, xylem elements are formed by, as I have told you, xylem have 4 elements. So these elements are formed by fascicular cambium, interfascicular cambium. I will teach you later about fascicular and interfascicular cambium. Now you just remember that in case of the root or the xylem elements are formed by fascicular cambium and interfascicular cambium. Clear? Again, as we know, the xylem parenchyma and the xylem fibers. We have studied about two components, tracheids and vessels, which help in the transportation of water, and tracheids and vessels are lacked in the initially evolved plants like your pteridophytes and gymnosperms. Here I have told you that xylem elements are made up of fascicular cambium and interfascicular cambium. Then next is your how the other 2 elements, out of 4 elements, the other 2 elements, that is your xylem parenchyma and xylem fibers, are formed in the plant, and what is their function. You should remember that the xylem parenchyma store food in the form of fat or starch or in the form of tannins, etc. And xylem fiber, which is from the name fiber, you can able to understand that they must be made up of dead cells. So xylem fiber simply provides the mechanical support. As tracheids and vessels are enclosed, you can see within the xylem. If I show you the diagram, you can see this is phloem and this is xylem. So inside xylem 4 elements are present. So out of 4 elements, the last element, that is xylem fiber, which is made up of dead cells. So if it made of dead cells, then it has a long and rigid structure which provides support and strength. As you know that during the transportation of water, it exerts a pressure against its walls. So to tolerate or to resist this pressure, xylem fiber is present. Clear, students? Xylem parenchyma stores food in the form of fat, starch, tannins, etc., etc., etc. And the xylem fiber protects or gives the mechanical support during the transportation of water and minerals. So it is rigid and made up of dead cells. Clear, students, about xylem? Next, move to phloem. Phloem also does the function of conduction, means conduction of food. Here xylem helps in the conduction of water and minerals, and here phloem helps in the conduction of food. Again, like xylem, phloem has also 4 elements. One is your sieve tube, then your companion cells, then your phloem parenchyma and phloem fiber. I will write this. Phloem have 4 elements. Companions, first is your sieve tube. Second is your companion cell. Clear, students? Third is your phloem parenchyma. And fourth is phloem fiber. So these are the 4 elements which together constitute the phloem and help in the transportation of food in different plants. So if we see from the plants that they are evolved initially, like in case of xylem, again what happens in this case also, gymnosperms lacks sieve tube. Pteridophytes also lack sieve tubes, but they have only sieve cells and albuminous cells. Clear? Gymnosperms and pteridophytes lack sieve tube, but they have sieve cells and albuminous cells. So what is the function of these sieve cells and albuminous cells? Remember, sieve cells are also narrow elongated. You can see the diagram here. Here is the sieve tube. See, this is narrow and elongated. This part shows your sieve tube. Clear? And inside the sieve tube, sieve pores are present through which the conduction, means transportation to the nearby part, occurs. Here, the last part, that is phloem parenchyma, which is made up of cellulose, or sometimes it is made up of sclerenchymatous cells. Remember, sclerenchymatous cells, as we have studied that sclerenchymatous cells provide rigidity and strength and mechanical support. So here the phloem parenchyma, and here is the companion cells which attach to the sieve tube. This part is your companion cell, this part is your phloem parenchyma, and this is sieve tube which is separately visible. That narrow sieve-like structure, means narrow tube-like structure, whose function is to, you can see the diagram clearly that how they are helpful. And remember one thing also, in case of a mature sieve element which forms cytoplasm and it has dead protoplast. As we know, protoplasts are the living substance in a cell, but here the protoplasts are dead because it have to provide support. That's why it is dead. Again, like xylem parenchyma, next move to the phloem parenchyma. Like xylem parenchyma, phloem parenchyma also stores. It also stores food in different forms. Clear? Next is your phloem fiber. Same, the phloem fiber provides mechanical support. Here you can see sieve cells are present in gymnosperms and pteridophytes in place of sieve tubes, which I have already discussed with you. Again, like in case of xylem, your protoxylem and metaxylem, in case of phloem, we also can see the primary phloem, which is called your protoploem and constitute narrow sieve tube. So the sieve tubes are formed, narrow sieve tubes. Why sieve tube is narrow? Because it have to conduct food from leaf and transport to different parts of the part. As we know, leaf requires only water, but rest of the plant part require food. That's why sieve tubes size varies according to the organ they are transporting the food. So they have narrow structures. Clear, students? So primary phloem is formed through or formed by protoploem and constitute narrow sieve tubes. Again, secondary phloem, like your secondary xylem, this is made up of fascicular and interfascicular cambium. Like in case of xylem here, you can see I have written fascicular and interfascicular cambium form xylem elements. Here also fascicular and interfascicular cambium forms secondary phloem. Like your metaxylem and protoxylem, here also protoploem and metaploem are also present. Initially formed phloem is called protoploem and finally or latter formed phloem is called metaploem. Overall, their function is to transportation, storage and give strength to the tubes during their long distance transportation. Xylem and phloem together form vascular bundle. They both help in the transportation. No one can alone present in the plant. If it present in the plant, then some other elements substitutes for the transportation. Like I have told you that some category or some groups of plants lack companion cells, sieve tubes, tracheids, but they have some substitutes for transportation. But in case of higher plants or the plants that belong from the group division angiosperms, they show vascular bundle. This is your xylem and phloem, and without xylem and phloem, long distance transportation can't be possible. Clear, students? So this is all about your complex tissue. In our next class, we will study about tissue system.